So PUBG posted their patch notes for update 23.1, and we're going to be seeing a decrease in match time for the larger maps. Always on Parachute is finally coming to all of the maps, and PUBG is going to be doing a faster map rotation so you guys can play your favorite map more often. Really excited to go through these patch notes. PUBG just made a new version of their website, or they updated their website. And if you're returning from previous videos, thank you guys for clicking on this one. And if you're new to my page, I'm Blitz5. I'm a PUBG partner, and I've been making PUBG content for the past several years. So let's get into this. So it is available now to play, the update that is, on the test server, and then will be available live on PC next week on April 12th. And then you have to wait all the way until April 20th for console. So what's big about this update is there's no new major content like a new map or new feature or anything like that, but this is all about consistency and continuity between all of the maps and all of the game modes in PUBG, which is something that's been missing forever. There's so many features that are on one map but not on another, and so many differences between the regular mode and ranked, and this feature's there and not there. And to me, that's become very frustrating as of late, and PUBG's working on making that more consistent across the board, which is kind of interesting. So that you'll see a theme here for sure. And starting off with what I mentioned earlier is that PUBG is speeding up the game for Erangel, Miramar, Taego, and Destin. So all of the large maps except for Vikendi. And what they're doing here is they're making all of these maps have a game time of around 28 minutes and 50 seconds. And if you're not aware, all of the large maps have a game time of over 31 minutes. So for an example, Miramar has a game time of 36 minutes and 20 seconds. And this is being reduced by 7.5 minutes. And how is this happening? A lot of people are immediately asking this. Well, PUBG is speeding up the game from phases 1 to 3. So now there'll be less time after you drop in loot to make it into the map or into the circle. Circle is going to be a little smaller. So this is going to be more similar to how Vikendi plays. So basically drop loot. There's going to be plenty of loot. PUBG is adding more vehicles. So you should be able to get immediately kitted, get vehicles, get into zone, and then begin some of the more fun parts of the game where you're running into action, rotating, gatekeeping the blue, all of that stuff, and then making your way to the end game. So again, phases 1 to 3 are being reduced, and in the case of Miramar, by 7 minutes. And I played Miramar early today, and you could really notice a difference. We dropped, we looted, then we went to one location, then immediately it was like phase 3, and we were driving into zone. So normally on Miramar, you're sitting around for minutes at a time, and again, 7 minutes taken off the beginning part of the match. And then the back 2/3 of the match have remained the same. So the zones and the circles are all the same. So it shouldn't throw you off too much. And then one more thing I want to mention here is that PUBG is also lining things up with rank. So these circles will be more or are the same as rank now. And I haven't tested this out fully, but one thing in ranked is when you play ranked or in esports, the circle has to touch the plane path. And what's great about this is, and I think this is what they've added to the normal rank or normal mode, is that if you're on Miramar and the plane is on the west side of the map, it's not like the circle is going to pop on the completely other side of the map, say on the islands, and then now everyone doesn't have time to, you like the circle sped up now and you get killed by blue, you don't have time to loot and drive there. It should be the circle on the plane path, so you shouldn't be that far from the circle unless you landed and drove away from the zone. So hopefully that made sense what I said there. So basically you have less time to loot and get it into zone, but you should be closer to the zone if the circle is touching the plane path like it does in rank. So again, a lot of consistency, a lot of continuity between casual and ranked. And PUBG, it seems like PUBG is trying to prioritize ranked and highlight it and promote it because they're trying to make it more accessible for people that play normal mode to go into ranked with similar features. And I've been seeing, efforts on social media, them trying to promote it. The Reddit is doing something to highlight the visibility of rank. So there's definitely been a big push for that lately. And I think we're going to continue to see that. So speaking of ranked, Destin has been added to the map pool. And with that, the O12 and the MP9 will now be available. So another map being added to ranked, which is pretty cool. And then if we go down here, you can see some of the rewards, typical stuff for ranked. They're also adding the blue zone grenades to Taego and Destin for ranked, folded shields on all the maps, emergency pickups on all of the maps now for ranked, and gliders added to Taego and Destin. So again, some casual items being added to ranked, as I mentioned before. And then here we have an interesting new feature that kind of came out of nowhere. Didn't see this in any leaks, and I love when PUBG kind of sneaks this in. This one's kind of an exciting one. Now, when you shoot somebody's helmet and it breaks, it will actually knock off their head or fly off their head as you break the helmet, so it will land on the ground and then disappear. I should have put a clip up for you guys to see. We tested this out today and it was honestly hilarious. I was laughing pretty hard at this. And honestly, it's going to look really cool. Might be a little corny or tacky, but I think this is going to be pretty fun, at least in the short term. Probably be something that you won't even really notice later on when you're sweating out, but in the beginning, people will really notice it. Then again, mentioned in the beginning of the video, always on parachute. I don't think I have to harp on this. Some people will be anti this, and there will be some, cons to this, right? People kind of able to escape areas where you think you have them stuck, right? It definitely gives people an extra escape out of certain situations, but ultimately I think it's better for the game. The parachute is not as OP as like a Call of Duty parachute. You can't just like control it and go wherever you want. You basically just go straight down to the ground. So overall, I think this is just really nice, especially when you're used to playing maps with it and then you're on top of like a weird structure and you just want to get down and then you got to climb down, or maybe you can't climb down, you're stuck there, which some might say, hey, that's your fault for being there. But ultimately, it's a video game, makes it to me more playable. So for me, I really like this and am so happy that they finally put this in for all the maps. PUBG just needs to send it, and that's what they're doing this year. Also, a little quality of life fix here. If a player disconnects before the while on the plane, they will actually just follow one of the players, which is nice, on their team. So we like that. Just little things there, making it better for people that have issues, disconnection, whatever. And yeah, it's nice. Then we have the new map rotation system. So basically every week we'll be seeing a different map rotation. And in this particular one, for the next 5 weeks, there's just 2 variants. So variant 1 is Erangel, Tego, Destin, Sanhok, and Paramo. So we have 3 big maps, Sanhok and Paramo. And then variant 2 is Erangel, Miramar, Vikendi, Sanhok, and Karakin. So going forward, at least for the next 5 maps, Erangel and Sanhok will always be in the rotation. Then we will see 2 other large maps and then a smaller map. So hopefully you guys got that. So basically every week will be rotating. So if you don't like the rotation, just wait for next week and it will be different. And for all of the Erangel and Sanhok lovers like myself, we rejoice because they will always be available. And ultimately, I think that's better because you want to have different pace times or different game times in the game for pacing, bigger maps, smaller maps. So for me, that's a win. Let's go. Then we have Intense Battle Royale will be back. It looks like PUBG is going to keep working on this. They're adding Vikendi, adding the AUG and some other things there. 3 Sanhok areas were added. They're going to keep trying to improve this. Then for esports mode, it says that we're trying to align esports with ranked mode. So they're saying here in the esports settings, they added Tego and Destin and they're removing Sanhok. Some UI stuff we're going to skip over. Then we have a new Survivor Pass finally. If you guys want to check this out, I posted a video on my channel, link above or in the description box below. Then we have some new workshop stuff. We also have some team skins finally making their way into the game, not featured in this document, but just wanted to mention them. And then we have some performance increases as well here. They are improved vaulting performance in game. I didn't notice anything particular. And then some more memory usage. And then they improved a hitch that occurred when you first opened the inventory in game for console players. And then when you were playing PC with a controller, which I was actually playing with mouse and keyboard today on PC. Yay, Blitz 5. And then other than that, we just have a bunch of bug fixes. So if you guys want to talk PUBG or catch some fun action, I'm usually streaming live during the week at twitch.tv/Blitz5 and friends. And make sure you guys are subscribed on YouTube for when I post the latest content for PUBG and other gaming related videos. As always, thank you all for watching. I'm Blitz5 and peace out.